Hi, I am Natasya. I'm from accounting, 2018, and I'm going to tell you about my. I'm going to summarize about the two videos and two texts that has been given to me by Mr. Richard on my English assignment. So uh, first I'm going to discuss about the Steve Jobs video. In the Steve Jobs video, he tell us that he's going to tell us about three things about his life. The first thing that he told us is that first, connecting the dots. It is a story about his life, dropping out of college, and after 6 months, he can see the value in it, and so he can see no side of the future. He is able to drop classes and take classes, whichever classes that he want to, and therefore 10 years later, he he is able to design the Macintosh computer using a beautiful calligraphy thanks to the calligraphy class that he took because he dropped out of other classes. He feels thankful. He feel like he didn't regret at all dropping out of college. He told us that we have to trust in something that the past leads you to a great future. Second, love and loss. He told us that he started Apple at the age of 20, in a garage with his other four friends. When he turned 30, the Macintosh launched. Then he got fired because his opinion and the board of directors' opinions disagree. Therefore, he got fired from his own company. And then he started to think that he should start from the beginning, and he started to build a company called Next and Pixar, where Pixar create the world's most beautiful animation called Toy Story, and therefore it is bought by Apple, and there he is back again at Apple. And when he started that company, he got married to the love of his life. The third thing that he talked about is about that. He remember that he was diagnosed, something happened to his pancreas, that the doctor told him that his life is just about 3 to 6 months left, and told him to tell his family about it. Therefore, he he was ready for it because he told us that you should live every day as if it was your last. And after after a few weeks after that, he had a surgery, and the doctor cried. The doctor cried because uh, the disease that he's having is curable with surgery. Therefore, he's safe and fine now. He told us that no one wants to die, so he is. Okay, so let me tell you this. There is something that I disagree about the statement that he tell us. First, he told us that he feels grateful that he dropped out of college because it leads him to success. In my opinion, I disagree in that sentence because I feel that not everyone is lucky. It is in terms of luck. Not everyone that drop out of college will be as successful as him, will be as determined as him to build a new business from scratch. So no one is guaranteed to be successful if they drop out of college. That is why I disagree with that statement. The second video that I watched is about fixing yourself. It is a video that tells us that we should never blame others for the mistake that happen in our life. We should try to fix ourselves to be able to have a better life. That is what the video is talking about. He told us that there are two types of women. There are two types of people, which is first the one who always blame the world about everything that is that their life is miserable, they blame the world. Every mistake that happened, they blame the world. And the other thing is that the other type of people ask what they can do differently to have a better life. So this video tell us that um, give us an example of a husband and wife. So a husband and wife hated each other and make a list of things that they dislike about each other. And this video told us that it was wrong. They shouldn't do that, and they should try to fix themselves. Because the video told us that the problem is not about others, but it's in yourself. You're the one who can make the world a better place by fixing yourself. Of course it is much easier to blame others for your misery. However, it will be better if you try to fix yourself. In my opinion about this video, I disagree about the things that it is wrong to point out, like the example of the husband and wife. It is wrong to write about each other's mistakes, and the video thinks that we should just fix ourselves. But in my opinion, it is wrong. Some people might not realize the mistake that they have done in their life. So, in my opinion, it is right. You should fix yourself by hearing others what they think about, like, what's your mistake. If you like, you should ask others. If you're clueless, you should ask others, oh, what's your mistake? So they should list the problems, like the husband and wife. It is right to list the problems. It is not right to blame them. It's just right to talk about it, the problem, to list what they've done wrong, and try to think about it and try to fix yourself just by looking at the list of changes that you should do. And if you agree with that, you should change yourself if you think you're wrong. That's why I disagree with that statement. So I'm going to discuss about the two texts, which is the first one is about moving to Sweden. So this text talks about a family where she used to have a family where she have a working mom and a dad that is taking charge of the household. And they live in Indonesia. So they think the articles about should I move to Sweden to build my family. She experienced an image of the mother as a working mother and the father as the one who are in charge with the household. She wanted to find a husband like her father, who can work at home while she works. And she thinks that in Indonesia, it's different from Sweden. This person thinks that Sweden provides a lot of more advantage, such as if you're pregnant, you're allowed to rest like 480 days. Both parents can share a total of 480 days of paid parental leave, and 390 days per parents are entitled to nearly 80% of their respective salaries, while the remaining 90 days are paid at a flat daily rate set by the government. This speaker thinks that it is a really great idea to live in Sweden because of that, and working only 70% of regular working hours is legal for parents until their child turns 8 years old. It is really different in Indonesia, where you can only take a leave for like a month, and they does not offer a child allowance, while education largely depends on the parents' financial situation. This is why they think that it is better to live in Sweden. I might disagree with the text with one sentence. Even though the Indonesia government provides 9 years of free compulsory education program, many schools still require students to pay various fees such as for uniform, facility development, etc. I think that statement is wrong. There's this statement in the um, in the text that says that even though uh, some schools provide, like national schools provide free of charge, but many schools still require many but many students will still need to pay for the uniform, for the books, and the facility development. I think it is wrong because a lot of school nowadays are subsidized by the government, and students are allowed to gain subsidies by buying uniform and by borrowing books from the school, so they does not have to pay anything to go to school. And that is why I disagree with that statement, because it is not true. And the fourth article is talking about an attack on one faith, an attack on all faiths. It is talking about the terrorist issue that happens in Australia, that took place in Christchurch. Uh, what took place in Christchurch was an abhorrent attack based on an ideology of hate. As we have seen since this time, this attack does not reflect the fundamental value of tolerance and diversity. So the statements tell us about that the Australia will help the people and help with the Muslim community, and it is stated that we will always protect and defend our Muslim community in Australia, and our people's right to practice peacefully their religion without fear. Everyone has right to feel safe in their places of worship. And Australia is really proud of their diversity, and they are strongly committed to ensure that our migrant and faith communities continue to feel welcome and safe in Australia. They are accelerating and extending community safety grants to protect religious schools, places of religious worship, and religious assembly. They think that they must all work together against extremists and take care of ensure our public debates about this horrific incident do not encourage the very divisions between faiths and cultures that extremists seek to create. Because they think that the aim of the terrorists is to divide us and to turn our citizens against each other, but the government will not let them do that. So I think in a statement it is stated that they are trying to help them face this problem, because they're experiencing an incident about the terrorist thingy, and I think it is wrong that they just assist them during this time of hardships. It is because I think Australia should help the people regardless of what New Zealand government think, by doing activities in their country to demonstrate equality even though the problem happened in the past. In my opinion, even though the problem happened in the past, we should still protect them until now. Because it is the right thing to do. Because we will never know what will happen in the future, so we should actually help them and keep making peace in Australia, so that kind of thing will never happen again. And that is the end of the critics that I have with this 2 videos and 2 statements. Thank you.